Yeah, so here I was thinking that I could get some rest and take a break and not have to make any videos for a while, but no. I'm seeing hails the size of baseballs, and I'm seeing the light going off, the sun going out in the middle of the day in Russia, and I'm seeing flash floods coming out of nowhere and carrying away, you know, like trees, and I'm sure that you think that you have absolutely nothing to do with this, that these are like laws of nature, or maybe it's like some kind of like black op at NASA, right? You have nothing to do with this. Right? Wrong. You are doing this to yourselves, and you are making me sick with worry. And herein I'm going to try to explain how it is that you brought this upon yourselves, and please God, how it is you can divest yourself of these horrors, because it doesn't have to be this way. If you look at my Facebook page, if you look at my channel, I'm intentionally showing you what the weather looks like here in Tzfat. It's not like this all over Israel. To show you that we can control what our ambient conditions are. And I'm going to tell you how you got yourselves to this point, because you brought this on yourself. And if you're smart and you listen to me, you'll help yourselves. Or you can pray to Jesus to help you. I'll wait. I told you that Yeshua is not salvation. It is delivery. There is a word in Hebrew which means help, just straight up help, and that is הצלה. It is an anagram of the word צהלה, which means joy. And it is also the gematria 130, which is Sinai, Mount Sinai. And I'm going to try to explain to you how we create the conditions that we're living in and how we can ameliorate them. I know, and God knows for sure, that many of you have cursed Israel in your hearts. And God warned you not to do that. God warned you not to speak against Israel. Some of you have just thought, oh, eventually we're going to convert them to Christianity. And some of them, like someone I saw on YouTube, wrote, gee, it's really a pity that Hitler didn't kill all the Jews. To which some nice Christian answered, yeah, well, he couldn't kill them all off because we still needed a few of them to teach us some of the secrets. I don't even want to think about what the conditions for that treacherous person are like right now. And even though I know that that person is getting their just comeuppance, I cannot just be silent and let somebody go to hell with themselves. And we're going to talk about what hell is today. And we're going to talk about how you can save yourself from it for real. When you meditate against Israel, at the time that you're thinking a negative thought about Israel, blood is in your heart. Now that blood is going to flow out, and it's going to reach your eyes. Now, what nobody ever taught you, and even the Jews don't know this, the Jews think that Israel is a people that were chosen to do weird ceremonies. Israel is your own right eye. I'll show you the gematria. I've written it a number of times. It's your own right eye. The value is 541, which is imacha, which is your mother. The word for Hebrew, in Hebrew for mother is am, can, am. It is your am. It is where you're coming from. You are generating yourself out of your own am. That's where you are. You're actually birthing yourself out of your own being. That is Israel. And ayin yameen, which is your right eye, is 1,540, which is the same thing as 541. So what happened was you cursed Israel in your heart, or you had designs on getting Israel to convert to Christianity. And that deceptive thought that you had, the blood that was in your heart, then flowed into your right eye. And what happened was, I'm not going to talk about the left eye right now, I want to talk about your right eye. When your conjunctiva, right, and your iris, which have a lot of blood cells in them, got that poisoned blood, you could no longer use your eyes properly. You could no longer see properly. You were seeing through bad blood. And when you looked at the world, instead of looking at the world with compassion, you looked at the world with deception and with evil intentions and with designs. You put designs. You put your designs on the world. Oh, yeah. The Hebrew word ayin, the name of that letter, which is also the eye, is a nun sofit, and that's equal to 700, which is the word rach, woch, softness. And I've said before in other videos, that the word for materials is chomerim, and that is an anagram of rachamim, which is compassion, and it's also rechamim, which is wombs. So the materials that we are giving birth to, which become our material reality, depend upon our level of compassion. If you had no compassion on your own right eye, if you in your heart cursed Israel, you have cursed your own mother, your own origin from which you're being born continuously, and you cursed your own right eye. And it's no wonder that your world now is going belly up. That's what you did to yourselves. That's what you did to yourself. Now let's talk about Tzahala, which is also Hatzala. Tzahala is happiness. Hatzala is saving. There are two words in the root, Hatzel. Oh, Tzahel. Tzahel is to be joyful. Hatzel is to save. One is Hel, which is illumination. It's not light in the normal sense. It's to total illumination. Hel. This is where the word hell comes from. Hell is precisely that. Hell is too much light. It is not being able to limit the light, and this is exactly what's happening to you. Your sun keeps getting brighter and brighter and stronger and stronger. It's getting hotter, and the radiation is, and everything is burning around you, right? You are now on the level of what's called nisraf. You are being burned. all of the angels that should have been issuing from your eye in a positive way are now seraphim. You are now burning everything out because you cursed Israel in your heart. The two words are hel, which is illumination, and also tzel, which is shadow. There is no difference between hel and tzel. They are inseparable. Hel is contained within tzel. Illumination is contained within the shadow. The wisdom is knowing how to balance the light and the shadow, so that it's just like your eye. This is the way your eye works. What would happen, some of you who are stoned have had this experience, right? You go out in the sun, your pupils are all huge like this. You cannot control the pupils of your eyes. You're on wide open. You're going to burn your retina. That's what you're doing to yourselves. You're burning the retina of your souls because you're on wide open like this, because you cursed Israel and your eyes aren't working correctly. Did you ever notice that we call ourselves the people of Israel? You call people people, you even call people peeps. Have you ever noticed that people and pupil? The people of Israel are the pupil of the right eye. And those among us who know how to regulate that correctly can create anything we want to. Most Jews are not on that level. As I say, most Jews think that they were the chosen people to do weird ceremonies for reasons that they have no idea. So I can understand them looking a little ridiculous to you. That's no reason to curse them. You should have had compassion for them. But you didn't. You cursed them in your heart. So now your eye is all wide open. Even if it's artificial, it starts out being artificial and it becomes real. We have to center in our heart compassion. You have to have rechamim, you have to have the wombs of compassion in your heart. And then when the blood, which is damen in Hebrew, which is, by the way, the gematria of etzachayim, which is the tree of life, that flows out of your heart and into your eye, you have flowed out the tree of life with the wombs of compassion into it, in them, in the blood, into your eye. And then when you gaze upon the world softly, you create gentle conditions, gentle materials, refined materials. The word adin, I've said to this, which is refined, is the name ayin, the I, the letter ayin, and another dalid, which is Kol Beit Yisrael, which is the whole house of Israel, the whole house of the right eye. Refining material. See this dress I'm wearing? I'm going to link to you, I'll show you a picture of me wearing this dress back in, and it's schlock, and it's schlocky material. Wearing, I think it was in 2015, and the dress still looks brand new. And I have a picture of me, it's a composite picture from 2007, I think it is, and I'm wearing this dress, and there's no change from 2007 to 2015 to 2018. I wear this dress every summer, and there's no change in it because I don't wear out my materials. The rabbis say that when we were in the desert for 40 years, our clothing didn't wear out. And because they're not in that actual experience, they think that it's a one-time event that happened to the Jews then, long ago, and in the desert. And anybody who is bamidbar, which is called in the desert, I'll explain what it is, the materials around them don't wear out. What is bamidbar? Bamidbar happens to be the gematria 248, which is chomer, which is material, which is rechem with a regular mem, which is womb, which is machar, which is tomorrow, and this is exactly it. The midaber, the bamidbar, is bamidbar, where to be in the state in which God is talking to you continuously is to be bamidbar. And that is compassion, and that is the womb, and that is your every tomorrow, and that is the every material that you make, so your materials don't wear out. Because even if they were made by the factory to wear out like the second time you wear it, you don't create any friction on it, any negative friction, so it doesn't wear out. Which is also, you know, cost effective, and the industry is going to be very angry at me for telling you this. Too bad. You must, in order to have any kind of a positive experience in this world, run any thought against Israel out of your heart. Because the minute you think anything negative about Israel, that blood flows through your body into your eye, and the designs that you meditated on for Israel in your heart then become your reality. Thank you for listening, and please God, I won't be watching videos of this. This is the really scary thing. What do you call the tornado? Yeah, the fire tornado. Is it like 140 kamash? You know, like kilometers per hour of the. Yeah, you're doing great, folks. You're doing great. You did this. Jesus of yours is really helping you a lot. Every time you call out for Jesus, you're blowing negativity against Israel out into the creation. And the people who devised Christianity knew that. Because you cannot think about Christianity without some degree of negativity against Israel, right? It's impossible. So anytime you call for Jesus, you're blowing out an evil wind into the creation, right? So you've sown the wind and you're reaping the whirlwind. So even if you don't like the people of Israel, instead of cursing them in your heart, try to feel compassion for them. And many of them really do need compassion, because the truth is they're not exactly in God consciousness. And I'm going to tell you a secret. Most of the people in Israel who are not in God consciousness are not in God consciousness not because they're bad, not because they're fools, but because their souls are on such a high level that in order to be in this world at all, they have to completely forget who they are, or else the world wouldn't even be able to sustain their presence here. So the same Jew that you think looks silly to you, that Jew is on such a high level you can't even imagine it. And that Jew has taken on the pain of forgetting that they are actually Ein Sof, in order to be able to do some act of kindness in this world for you, for the creation. So before you curse them, and before you accuse them of murder and plotting and all of the other horrible things that you say, think for a minute, because the designs that you put on Israel in your heart are for sure going to show up in your physical reality. Thank you for listening.